Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to take a look at this new model, HO scale model from a company based out of Germany called Brekina. Um, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. In the unboxing video that I filmed for this, I wasn't 100% sure if I was saying it right, but I looked it up and tried to get a better, the best way to pronounce it. So I'm pretty sure it's Brekina. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Anyways, so this is a newly released model. There are, I believe, 4 versions, including this one. So you've got the school bus version, you've got an army bus version, then a white police bus with NYPD on it, and then you also have like a hippie bus version that's colorful, and I think it says peace, or I don't know what it says on it. Honestly, I haven't looked that close at it. But anyways, this is the school bus version. We're going to go ahead and take a look at it and then compare it with a few other HO scale models. Before I take it out of the box, we'll go ahead and look at it in the packaging. So this is the packaging. It's just a plastic box that it sits in with a little plastic placeholder for the bus to sit in so it doesn't roll around. So it opens at both ends. There's the back. Then you've got the price tag and the description, and then the bottom just says Brekina, and then has where it's located, where the company's located, and the website and everything like that. So, like I said, this is a German company. I think they just do HO scale, but I could be wrong on that. Honestly, I've heard of them before, but this is my first time buying something that they produced, so I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Anyways, let's go ahead and open up the package and get the model out, and we'll take a look at it. So I think I mentioned a little bit in the unboxing that the model does come with mirrors and stop signs. So this model does come with, this model does come with 2 different stop signs. One is in like an open position that you could glue to the bus, and that way, like if you had it on your layout, it would look like the stop sign was open, at a stop. You also have the side, like the closed version of the stop sign, which this is probably what I'll put on it, just so it looks like it's got a stop sign. And then you have the body mounted mirrors that come with it, and they mount on the body. So this is the model. We'll go ahead and take a closer look at it. So here's the model. The chassis is a Dodge S600, which there weren't any other models of this chassis in the school bus form that I'm aware of. Now it does have one cross-view mirror on the driver's side, and that kind of was something, I'm not saying everywhere did it, but back when this bus would have been on the road, I've seen quite a few pictures of buses where they just had a cross-view mirror on the driver's side. But anyways, that's the front of the bus. I've always liked the older Dodge school bus chassis. You just didn't see a lot of them, and I always thought they were insanely cool. So the body is where we get interesting. So I know a lot of you will say this is a Bluebird, which I'm not discounting that. I mean, if you look at that roof cap, you look at the windshield, and you look at the entrance door, that is very Bluebird. Even the top, like the roof line, is Bluebird. But when I look at the side, like from the bottom of the windows down, I see a Ward, because the belt line here is kind of, it's not a rub rail. It's like, this would be the belt line. That's where your lettering would go. So that's a Ward characteristic. The rounded wheel well, definitely a Ward characteristic, not Bluebird in my opinion. And just the way this body looks from like the side sheet, like this, just looks Ward to me. Now I know back here, like the way this window is angled, that definitely looks Bluebird. The back of the bus, there's no doubt about it that this is a Ward rear end. I mean, this bumper is even a Ward rear bumper in my opinion. I can kind of see in these rear windows here, I can kind of see like a late model Superior, but that rear door to me, and the way the taillights are positioned, definitely a Ward body. Roof cap also looks very Ward to me. Why they did not use that front, like this roof cap on the front, I don't understand. I think they should have done that so that way the roof caps at least matched. But you know, they did what they did. Driver's side is pretty much my same argument. I mean, this right here is definitely Ward. The top of the body is Bluebird, and you know, obviously the roof cap. But in my personal opinion, I would consider this a Ward. I mean, I know the top half of the, like the roof cap and the top half of the body are Bluebird-like, but when you've got the whole rear end looking like a Ward, it's hard for me to want to call this a Bluebird, in my personal opinion. I mean, if you have it and you want to call it a Bluebird, that is up to you. You call it what you want. But I think I would refer to this as a Ward just because it seems to have more Ward characteristics than it does Bluebird. I mean, I guess if you're looking at it like the front roof cap, this part of the bus versus the back of the bus and the sides, I guess it's about the same amount of stuff that would be half and half. But obviously there's no half and half Bluebird Ward bus. So at the end of the day, they just did it this way so they wouldn't have to pay for licensing. I would say they paid for Dodge's licensing, because how else would they have the front end? So I don't know, but that's my personal opinion on the body of the bus. Here's the underside. So you can see it does have detail on the underside, and then it says Brekina 187th school bus. It doesn't even say that it's a Dodge, it just says school bus. Overall, it's a nice model. These tires are rubber, in case you're wondering, but overall, it's a nice model. I will take what we can get when it comes to HO scale school buses. And, you know, I would definitely buy another. Maybe when they, you know, because this one I was lucky enough to get from a US seller. A lot of the ones I've seen on eBay are either in Germany or somewhere in Europe right now, because it's a new release model. And as time goes on, I assume more will come to the States. But once they kind of, well, if they kind of go down in price, I don't know that they will. But if they do, you know, I might buy one or two more. Like, my issue with this is it's such an older model bus compared to everything else I have in the HO scale fleet that it just wouldn't make sense to be an active service. So it'd kind of have to be like something vintage or historical or whatever. You can kind of see the interior of the bus. It's got the seats. I mean, there's an interior in there, so there's definitely detail that was put into this model. Like I said, I think they did a good job on this. I'm happy to have something that's kind of, you know, vintage and very well detailed in the HO scale lineup. If we could get more buses like this in HO scale, I would love it. So let's go ahead and compare this to the Herpa bus and the HO scale CE. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and compare it with the Bluebird first. So the Dodge is a 9-window bus, whereas the other two are 11-window buses, so it is shorter. As you can see when I take the Bluebird and put them right next to each other, you can see the size difference there. But anyway, so shorter, of course, but I think, yeah, this bus sits up a little bit higher than the Bluebird does, but that's okay. So here's the front comparison, and yeah, you can really see like the resemblance in Bluebird on this. So there's the front, got the driver's side there. Once again, like, you can really tell it's a smaller bus. It's about the Dodge is about the size of the Bluebird's full, like the body itself. And then you've got the rear end, so definitely a difference between the Bluebird rear end and the rear end on this, because this rear end is definitely Ward-like. Here's your passenger side view. So they definitely do look good together, in my opinion. Roof line, or the roof rather. But, you know, I guess it's all based on how you want to model your HO scale fleet. So let's go ahead and compare it with the CE now. So here's your front. Now I think the CE sits up a little bit higher. Oh no, maybe they're about the same. Again, I do think they look good together, but they're just two different buses from two different eras. Same thing again, where it's about the same length as the body itself on the CE. And then here's your rear end view, which is kind of cool because you've got two different rear ends that are basically from the same company, but just two different eras, with this being a Ward and this being Amtran into first gen IC. So that's pretty cool. And then here's the passenger side view. and then the underside comparison. So yeah, that's the comparison with the CE and the Bluebird. I didn't compare it with the Trident bus just because I guess I could have, but these are the two full-size bus HO scale models that we currently have, aside from this one now. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Will you be getting yourself one of these, or have you already ordered one? I was honestly surprised how fast this actually came in the mail. I mean, I know it came from a US seller, but still I got it pretty fast. So glad I was able to get my hands on one and do a video for you guys. So it's not often that we get a new school bus model that's actually, you know, pretty cool and has detail like this. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and yeah.